This is part 2, your pregnancy guide to avoiding plastic. Plastic has thousands of toxic chemicals that it can bring in. The worst ones show to be phthalates and PFAS, okay? Phthalates during pregnancy, they are significantly associated with gestational diabetes, restricted fetal growth, preterm birth, and PFAS during pregnancy are significantly associated with miscarriage and preeclampsia. That kills women. I'm going to go into your biggest exposure sources, how to avoid it, and also how to detox it, which is kind of cool because it's like one and the same. Number one thing is you want to limit your seafood consumption. Seafood is a massive source of PFAS. It also is a very big source of lots of other chemicals, formaldehyde, mercury. There's also tons of microplastics in seafood as well, unfortunately, and it just has to do with how polluted our waters are. And that goes for river and lake fish as well. Okay, so this is all seafood. So that's clams, mussels, lobster, crab, all of that, okay? Unfortunately, seafood is a massive source of PFAS, and PFAS are the ones that are significantly associated with preeclampsia, right? Number 2, you wanna filter your own tap water. Don't drink bottled water. Not only is that a massive scam, there's lots of contaminants in there, right? Tons of microplastics, lots of PFAS in many of them, so you wanna filter your own tap water. Now, this is gonna save you a lot of money over the long term. Definitely watch one of my videos on that, but filtering your own water, not only are you gonna save lots of money, but is the only way to ensure that you are actually getting clean water. Seriously. Number 3, and probably most important, is you want to avoid ultra processed foods, which includes fast foods, right? The more processed a food is, the more harmful food additives it has, but also the more plastic and chemicals from that plastic it has. A lot of the stuff markets itself as being healthy, like protein shake drinks, right? No, that is not healthy. That is a super processed food. They've done intervention studies where they found, even after they eliminated all the plastic food packaging, that wasn't even contributing that much plastic into people's bodies. It was truly how processed their food was. That was the biggest source of microplastics and phthalates and PFAS in their body. It came from the ultra processed foods. So this is a mentality shift, right? You don't necessarily think of healthy, you have to think of uncooked, right? Or unprocessed. So this is eating apples, bananas, right? Trail mix instead of granola bars, eating a roast chicken with rice. That is healthy. That is unprocessed. You want to eat lots of probiotic rich foods as well. Yogurt, kombucha, aqua kefir, fermented sour cream, lots of really fresh, unprocessed cheeses, kimchi, sauerkraut, miso, pickles from the cold aisle, which when you're pregnant are like life-saving. I lived off of pickles. So dietary fiber and probiotics have been shown to detox PFAS from your body. So you want to make sure you have as much of that as you possibly can. And every time you eat a fresh fruit or vegetable, that's dietary fiber. And that is helping to detox PFAS, but it's also just giving you all the vitamins and nutrients that you need to begin with. So number 4, you need to avoid lots of lotions and cosmetics. I knew some ladies that said they weren't going to wear makeup at all during pregnancy, and I think that's like a little bit of overkill because what you're avoiding are phthalates, right, which are the fragrance in a lot of these chemicals, and whatever your skin is absorbing, right? So even if it says phthalate free, that's like any cosmetic or lotion is a very heavily processed thing, and when you're putting that on your skin, you're absorbing that. I wouldn't say stop wearing makeup. I certainly wear makeup, just like keep it to a minimum. This is not your time to wear tons of elaborate makeup and like dye your hair every other week and things like that. Like just try to keep it to a minimum as much as you can. Another big one is stop drinking hot liquids out of disposable cups. It's a huge source of microplastics and these chemicals, and it's also a really easy thing to just bring your own cup. If you're going to get a cup of coffee or something or tea, just bring your own cup. If you can, this is your time to eat organic, right? You don't have to eat organic all the time. However, eating organic dairy, organic meat, this would be your time to do it because you know there's going to be a lot less gnarly chemicals. Most pesticides have PFAS, right? So avoiding pesticides is a really good way to avoid PFAS, right? So that's why organic fruits, vegetables, but also organic dairy, especially if you can do it during pregnancy, is going to be a really great way to avoid PFAS as well.